So I've been super excited when they started this past year. My son is nonverbal autistic, and so he has trouble speaking. He'll grunt and he'll point, and so they've put on several events for kids, with special needs. And so our first one was a sensory Santa back in December because he's not a big fan of Santa, and so it was a very nice change of pace towards his pace and made him comfortable. And so then I saw on Facebook that they were hosting this adaptive play, and he loves big buildings, and so he was so excited when we pulled up and he got to go in. And it was great because it was safe for him. He's a loper, he kind of runs off sometimes, so we were in the gym, it was safe, it was all of his fun things to play with, and it was just a really nice event.
And kind of tell me what is offered here in Lufkin besides Beyond the Diagnosis to kind of help your son to kind of navigate through his life?
Right. So one thing I do love is that Beyond the Diagnosis is located in Lufkin. There are several community outreach, like Hijinks Trampoline Park offers a special needs jump in the summertime where it's quieter, it's just for special needs, but that's just for the summertime, where Beyond the Diagnosis is hosting throughout the year. And then there's a helping house in Nacogdoches that puts on events, but that is Nacogdoches and the drive. And then we have an Elijah's Retreat that's between Rusk and Jasper, and they do a lot of camping for special needs family. But again, that's a drive. And so having something local just down the road is just such a benefit for us as a family.
Yeah, for sure. And, what would you say to people who don't know what Beyond the Diagnosis is and may have a child with a disability that needs the help? Kind of, would you encourage them to come to these types of events?
Definitely. And so the more support we get from families, the larger the events can grow. And I've met Shaylin a couple times. She's great. She also has a son with special needs, and that's where her love for this community came from. And so I encourage them to follow them on Facebook. I'm not a big social media person outside of Facebook, but if they have it, I say follow them. And volunteer. If you've never worked with someone with special needs, it's a very heartwarming time. And so I actually got into it when I was in middle school. I worked as a volunteer for Special Olympics, and then I ended up having a special needs child of my own. So I'm trying to think of anything else.
And the volunteering aspect is huge, right? I think
Yes.
Shaylin told me that you volunteered a few times with them as well.
Yes, and so we're always looking to get young people involved also. We've had several high school groups come out to Hurdy Primary, where for Lufkin ISD, that's where the littles start. They're growing, and there's some at Garrett Primary now, and these kids have been just so great, the high school kids, being able to work with them, because the autism numbers are on the rise. Some of it is early diagnosis, some of it, I'm not going to go into that. Sorry, give me a second.
No, you're fine.
I always tear up talking about it. But the volunteer aspect is huge. The more the community sees, the more awareness we spread, the more acceptance there are. And we've always been blessed in Lufkin with Henry. We've never had a bad experience. Oh, I don't know why I get so choked up. Okay, one more time. Okay. We've always been very blessed in Lufkin, awareness, acceptance. I don't know if it's because we have such a large population of special needs children, but with Henry not being able to speak, he likes to vocally stim, and so sometimes he'll grunt and just make very, sorry.
No, you're
I don't know where this came from.
This obviously is something very near and dear to your heart.
Yes. Okay, one more time. What was the question again? I'm sorry. Something about volunteering?
Yes.
I hope you can use any of this.
Yes.
Okay. We've been very blessed in Lufkin to have lots of community support. The Museum of East Texas is always putting on events for children. The Texas Forestry Museum, the Naranjo Dinosaur Museum. And so we've been very, very blessed with all of our community, the Hijinks Trampoline Park. Previous owners of Marcos used to give out sensory backpacks and whatnot. And so we've had resources here and there scattered, and I feel like Beyond the Diagnosis will be a great center point to bring all the community into one. And to get volunteers, we've been blessed with high school volunteer kids coming to different events and helping.
Well, those are all of my questions. Is there anything else you would like to add on or just to say?
I'm trying to think. Oh, April is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. So we always encourage everyone to read up. There are differing opinions of how and what and when, but just love our kids. That's all we ask.